Right, okay, I think we're live. I hope. I'm a casual spaceman. Welcome to my channel. This is just a bit of a casual, excuse the pun, hangout. Nothing serious. Although this is a bit of a chat hangout. So really, the chat is going to sort of lead the conversation. So if you want to talk about something, that's fine. It's been my birthday today, and I sort of spent time with the family today, so I thought I'd spend a bit of time with you guys. Just a bit of a natter of things. So just excuse me. I'm just gonna adjust my lighting a little bit. Hold on. Oh, that's a little bit better. Okay, so let's have a look. We see who we've got in the chat. We're going to close the sarcastic bonus chat down. Had that on earlier on. Ooh, shadows. Sarcastic Bombs joined us. I was a sarcastic bombs chat just a moment ago, so that was fun, to say the least. I'll tell you what I'll do if, well, Sarcastic Barney seems to be the only moderator on my channel at the moment. So if you want to put a link to your channel, please do so, sir. Subscribe to his channel, Sarcastic Barman. He basically just pokes fun. For those of you that don't know, he just pokes fun at flat earthers. And anybody that's got any conspiracy theories and all the rest of it, he just makes a bit of fun. And sometimes he drinks during his videos, and sometimes he doesn't. So check him out. He's a very funny guy. I'm going to invite him, if he's willing, to this hangout if he wants to. Since he invited me, but I have no flipping. Oh, here we go. Invite. There we go. I'm just going to invite him on Discord. Just bear with me for a second. Where are we? Sarcastic Barman. Well, Sarcastic Barman, if you're watching, if you're listening, that is, I've sent the link. You should join me in a second. In fact, this is the first Google Hangout I think I've actually done that's worked. I tried one once, but it actually failed really badly. So can anybody hear me okay? Everybody hear me all right? Would you see? Sometimes drinks during shows, sometimes he's drunk enough to bear all the stupidity. I think you're probably talking about Sarcastic Barman. If you let me know in the chat, can you hear me okay? Everything okay? Sound all right? Video okay? Harry Work, thank you very much. I hear you coming through loud and clear. That's good. Over and out. What up? 1 minute debunk. What's going on? Nothing's going on really. This is just a light hangout. Just sort of, if you want to talk about something, that's fine. If you want to, you actually 1 minute debunk. If you'd like to join, you're more than welcome to. Let me know in the chat if you want to. Going on. Nothing's going on really. This is just a light hangout. Just sort of. Oh, we've got Sarcastic Barn has joined us.
Hello.
I heard this echo what I just said just about 10 seconds ago, and I thought, what the heck is that?
I forgot I left the video playing as I joined the hangout. I was like, oh shit.
That's all good. It's all good. Okay. So we've got Sarcastic Barman has joined us. 1 minute debunk. If you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome to, sir.
Hey.
We've got Robert Legere. He's one of my Patreons. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Thank you. Kerry Mack. She supports all my chats and all the rest of it. Brilliant. Really good a moderator for the chat as well.
Yeah, she's not my friend anymore. She didn't come to my live stream.
No, she's great. She's great. What's this? If you're still going in half an hour, I might be able to join. Going in half an hour. I don't quite know what you mean. I'm going to be here probably until as long as people want them to be. 1 minute double. So you're more than welcome to join me. So what I'll do is I'll send you a link. I keep forgetting how to do it. Invite people. There we go. You're more of an expert than me, is it, Sarcastic Barman, than I am. I don't really know what I'm doing here. That's all right. I'm there. Where are we? Okay, because 1 minute debunk, you've got a different channel name on Discord, haven't you? I keep forgetting what it is.
Has he got his own on Discord as well?
No, he hasn't. At least I don't think he has. He on Discord, I think his Discord name is. Well, I'll let him say actually, because it's not really for me to say what his Discord name is. Maybe he doesn't want people to know. But 1 minute debunk. If you'd like to join, you're more than welcome to, sir. And the link is in the chat on Discord. You're more than welcome to join us if you wish. Robert Legere, you're more than welcome to join if you wish. You don't normally, but you can do if you wish to, sir. I don't honestly know. You support. You're obviously one of my patrons, which is most welcome. But I don't have a contact for you. I don't think. Let me know the best way to contact you. I could probably email you, which I think on my Patreon I've got you as my email on there. But if there's another way, yeah, Robert Legere, he's got it through that way. Well, I've got to pay for that. Well, I've got to pay for you to come on my channel, have I, Robert Legere? Christ alive. Got to start paying people. That's going to be a sad day. Robert Legere, have I actually got you on Discord? I'm going to have to search for you, I think. Robert Legere. Robert Legere. Sarcastic, you haven't got him on Discord, have you?
I don't think so.
I can't find you, my old China.
Rob.
No.
There he is. Got him. Well, I'm guessing it is. There can't be many Robert Legere 3s.
That would probably be him. If you wouldn't mind sharing the link with him, I appreciate that.
Fine.
So he can come along if you wish, if you like.
I have to link upcoming.
we have DMs, have we? Oh shit! Jesus. Apparently I've been talking to him. Not on Discord. I think I have on Twitter though, haven't I, Robert? I forgot. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I've sent it on Discord now. Either that, or there's another random Robert Legere 3 who's now just got a link and is going to randomly join.
Robert, I apologise if I've spoken to you on Discord before. I must be, like I said, I must be spaced out because
he's got dinner cooking. You're allowed to eat. It's your birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
There he is.
Is he it?
Well, somebody is.
Just sent you a DM on Discord, Spaceman.
Oh, there you go. There you are. What are you on Discord again? What was that?
The same as here.
God, I don't. Have I had a conversation with you on Discord? Fuck's sake. I don't know. Don't know what's going on.
See, that's all I sent. All I searched for was his name.
Oh, then I'm a fuckwit.
It's that wine, man.
It's not wine. Actually, that's not wine. It's only because I'm drinking it out of this glass because I haven't got a tumbler. That's all.
Did you see what I put on in the chat? Change your name to Casual Space Out, man.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, bastard.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, man. Cheers. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, those of you that don't know, Robert Legere is one of my Patreons, and he supports a lot of my videos and premieres and stuff like that, which is brilliant. So appreciate it. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Even the ones that don't work.
Even the ones that don't work. I'm working now, though, man. I'm working. I'm actually up to post videos. I know, it's brilliant. And even the Hangout worked tonight as well, so which is good because the last time I tried the Google Hangout, it failed. Fared very badly.
I see Kiri Max said that she didn't get a notification. Barman, I did not get one either. Just so you know, I don't know if it's a YouTube thing or what. I'm definitely a subscriber and I
why you wouldn't
notified.
have got a notification on that?
I didn't. I've just been sitting here watching this Mark Sargent interview that I've seen twice already. I could have been in there.
Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't have got, because I did it as a normal stream.
I usually get yours. This is the first one I know of that I didn't get a notification for.
I'm rubbish at getting notifications of my own.
Hey Robert, that photo that you've got on your Google Hangout, keeps popping up.
Yeah.
Is that you to start with?
Yes.
Obviously, I take it is. And so, is that an AK you're firing there?
No, that is a M16A2.
Sorry, yeah, sorry. Fuck's sake, an AK. Sorry, an M16. Sorry, yeah, it is. Holy
Yes,
crap.
that's the A2 version. It's got 3-round burst and semi-auto, not full auto.
What's that at the end of the barrel though? It's like
that is a barrel plug. It's to let everybody around you know that gun is not going to shoot them. That is a real gun, though.
It is real. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
That's actually a picture from basic training when I was in the Army.
Oh, right. Okay. What were you in the Army?
I was a combat engineer and a cook, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay. And what part of the Army? And I don't know anything about the United States Army, so.
I was actually in the Louisiana National Guard.
Oh, you're in the National Guard. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Harry Warp. I'm 32.
You're 32. Actually,
that's a picture from when I was 20.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, you don't look above 21 there.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Young, really young.
Apparently, he thought I was 50.
Yeah. So who else have we got in the chat? We have got 1 Minute Debunk. You're still welcome if you want to join us. We've got Kiri Mack, which is always good. We've got NANA, which is good as well. Nice to see all the usual suspects. A few other new ones. Harry Warp. I think I've seen you once or twice, my friend.
Yeah, Harry's around all the time.
Harry was on my chat just now.
Oh, was he? Okay. Yeah, I've seen him a few times. Forrest Pfeiffer, yeah, I've seen him around quite a lot. Anyone
These are all regulars. Joseph Grant and all the streams.
Unite for the Children.
Just to unite.
Unite for the Children, yeah, he's always around. I see him quite a lot and all sorts of different chats as well.
I've seen McDoodle before.
What's that, who?
I haven't seen McDoodle before. That's a new one on me.
McDoodle, I have seen him before. Not often, but I see him around. Mr. Knightford, who was it said? Hang on a second. I want to go back to what somebody said just a moment ago. Who was it? Somebody said, "Has somebody got a flat? Did you get a flat cake or something like that tonight?" Actually, it was a bit flat. Come to think of it,
yeah,
it wasn't round.
Mr. Children seems a little off-putting.
Just call me Mr. U.
Mr. U.
Mr. U. Yeah. I don't know. Or Mr. Unite would probably be better. Sounds better.
That's what I call him, but I'll call him Mr. U.
So, Robert, actually, this is a chance for me to get to know you a little bit better. So, whereabouts in the States are you from, my friend?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I still live here. I've never lived far from here. I have lived in other places, but not long.
Very good. Excellent. So, what's it like at the moment? Here we've just been complaining on Sarcastic Farmers chat that it's hot and it's humid.
Well, it's always hot and humid here, so we're kind of laughing at you guys right now.
I'm sitting there sweating. I don't know what the temperature is there, but what's it here, Sarcastic? You know what it is?
About 18.
About 18, yeah.
Oh, y'all using Celsius. That does not compute. I'm sorry, I'm an American. I'm blind to that. What is that like? It says that it's 96 right now, and it's 5:45 p.m.
Oh, all right. Hang on a second.
It is 54.
54.
64.
64.
And it's 11:45 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
to be
late
fair,
there.
it's night time. To be fair, it's night.
Yeah, I understand. It'll be 90. The thing about here is it's 96 here now, and by the time it gets to around your guys' time, here it'll probably be low to mid 80s. The heat doesn't go anywhere because of all the moisture.
Do you know what? The hottest in the UK that I've ever seen, I think it was back in, I'm not sure what year it was, but it was the late 80s or 90s, and there was one year that it got up to 105. I think it was. Might have been the 90s. Do you remember that Sarcastic Bum when you were around at that time?
No, but I'm trying to remember. I'm just going to do the working out on what it got to last year.
But yeah, I mean, I remember that was really hot. And I remember we went out to the black tarmac where there wasn't much traffic. And we cracked an egg on it. And within 10 minutes, it was cooked. I mean, it was solid cooked. I mean, you could probably where you're from in your Louisiana, you could probably do that all the time.
Yeah, it's doable. You ruin your paint. People like to do it on the hoods of their cars to make a point, and then they don't realize that that's very damaging.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The best temperature I recorded last year was 105 Fahrenheit, which is about 41.
Was it last year?
Yeah, fucking horrendous. There was no wind. I'm in a slight dip, just sun. It was fucking hot.
Well,
What's up, Curve Pimp? Sorry, guys.
No, go on.
No, I was just saying how to Curve Pimp.
I don't even know what I was going to say, actually. So you go ahead, Rob. What were you going to say?
I was just saying hi to Curve Pimp. That's all.
All right. Okay.
Sorry about that.
So let me ask you some. It might be a slightly sort of embarrassing question between you and somebody else, actually, that's in the chat here. So there always seems to be a little bit of chemistry between you and Kiri Mack. What's going on there?
There is nothing going on there. We think that's hilarious, actually.
There always seems to be in the chat. There always seems to be a little bit of flirting going on there. I thought maybe there was something going on. Kiri Mack. I don't even know where Kiri Mack. Where are you from?
She lives in Scotland.
Scotland.
Oh, she lives in Scotland. Does she really?
Yeah.
Holy crap! She's not a million miles away from me.
She's a million miles away from me, though.
Oh, you're a million miles away from you. Yeah. But you are. To be fair though, Robert. Every time she comes in the chat, you did say once before. Every time she comes in the chat, you go weak at the knees, or is that a plaything? You're playing around. It's a plaything.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, there's always the options there. Immigration, my friend. There's always the option of that. So anyway, so what's going on with everybody here? So who else is on the chat? So it's just this NA. Do you know what? I was keep to ask, and I think Sarcastic Bum, and you might have asked this before. Is it NA or NA, or is it NA, or what is it? You know, what's your
not available? Not available.
Not available. Not available. That's what I always keep thinking as well.
Or not applicable.
Not
applicable.
Yeah.
Not applicable.
I guess it could be non-available, but it's usually not applicable.
I just say NA.
Thing is, I can't keep coming. I'm planning on doing more live chats, and I can't keep saying NA. It's just, I don't know.
Why not?
Nay.
Nah, I just keep saying nah or something. I don't know.
Just call him Dave.
Dave. Yeah, that's what you're saying. Everyone call everybody Dave. All right,
Dave.
So you going? What's that programming? I mentioned it earlier on. You go. All right, Dave. Only Fools and Horses. That's the one.
Yeah.
Only Fools and Horses. All right, Dave.
Yeah, not applicable. Not applicable. He's just said in chat.
Yeah, exactly. Right, who's watching? 27 watching. Holy crap!
Yeah, it's more than I have.
I don't usually get that many actually in my premieres. Like fucking live chat when I'm just talking rubbish.
Yeah,
holy crap.
Blame me. I brought everyone from my stream just now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to post a little link in Discord here. Usually post it in a lot of places. I know it does, but I'm going to post it in a couple of places and see who turns up.
Oh, I normally do that. Hit all the video channels and just post where you can.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just see. An SFW channel. You must be at least 18 years of old to view. What?
Oh, that'll be my server then.
No, NSFW channel. I just went into US.
Not safe for work.
No, that was definitely wasn't yours.
Yeah.
No, that was in what's it channel? UDSA. You know, Piggy's channel.
Yeah. Which one's become? Because he's got his NSFW gallery. He hasn't got a not safe for work channel, has he?
I just went into. Well, I don't know. I just went straight into voice hub voice text, and it came.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I think hub voice text is what's him called?
What's him called?
Yeah, it can get not safe for work. I'll put you in my shill yourself video on my channel as well.
Oh, thank you. Let's just see.
Shill it, baby. Shill it, baby. We'll stick that in there. Where else can we go?
Who set up your channel? Who set up your Discord channel, by the way?
Me.
You did it all yourself?
Yeah.
You clever bastard. I have no idea
Well,
what.
to be fair, Discord is quite easy to use. I've been making custom emojis. That's what I've been doing this week.
I'll tell you all I've done. I set one up myself, right? And all it's got it is announcement and general chat. And as opposed to, with everything else, I have not got a clue what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to sit down and work it out sometimes. I really don't.
Yeah, it's not too bad to get through it. If you
Turquoise Laura hasn't helped you then, is she? Because she helps with everybody's Discord.
Nope.
She hasn't.
I set the whole thing up myself.
Oh, you're so clever.
So I set the rooms, the voice chat, set up the not safe for work pop up on the silly bar stuff, set up the roles because I've obviously got the Drayman for producers.
Yeah.
People. Pissheads is other shills, and then I set the bot up as well, and I'm the professional drunk.
Okay. Oh, got Curve Pimp. You're welcome, sir. Curve Pimp. Thank you for coming. He likes bacon a lot.
Just change your role on my channel because I just thought you could be a Drayman, really.
What does that do then if I'm a Drayman?
You're basically a moderator.
Oh, okay.
Or you've got moderating. You've got some moderating privileges, but you can't ban people and things like that.
Moderator, not admin. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a look on my channel now, they're my custom emojis I've just been playing with. I did tag you.
All right. So I can basically sort of tell people off and delete stuff and
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still playing with it. I'm still trying to learn it myself, but I found all you can do is just play.
Robert, I've just seen your chat coming back saying, and duh, and I have had a conversation with you before. I can't. Do you know what? I've talked to you, I think, on Twitter, but I just couldn't remember what I had on Discord.
Yeah, we've talked a few times on Discord.
I know. I forget.
I'm even in your Discord channel, man.
my Discord channel. What do you mean?
Is it the where the?
No, I think we just had a private chat, haven't we? Oh, I can't remember that. I can't remember. You know, I'm so new. You know, I'm in so many different channels now. I've got Sarcastic Barman. I've got Drunken Peasants. I would tell you what, guys. If you ever get a chance, if you don't know if you've not heard them, but Drunken Peasants. If you ever get a chance, then go and watch their live shows. They just do live shows.
Yeah.
And they talk about all kinds of stuff, and they're really funny. So yeah, go and check them out. Radical Knight is another one. So if you haven't subscribed to him, he's another one. Just likes to laugh at flat earthers.
Radical is fucking awesome. I love Radical.
Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, Team Skeptic.
He gets funnier every time I see him.
Oh, I know. Is his accent as well? Denies it.
Yeah, he kills me.
You don't have an accent. What are you on about?
Exactly. That's what
he has an accent.
Team Skeptic. He is probably one of the best debaters you will ever see.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much just his knowledge, but his style of debating and stuff like that. He can debate any flat earther you put in front of him.
Well, they actually fear him.
Yeah,
that's where that comes from. He's not afraid to get in on them.
Absolutely.
We call him Daddy Skeptic.
Yeah, Daddy Skeptic, exactly, or Father Skeptic, exactly. Fight the Flat Earth. He's another one. He's again, if you're not subscribed to him. He's a real McCoy physicist. Is that the word? Is he a physicist?
He has a physicist degree, yes.
Yeah.
Physics.
Yeah, he knows his physics inside out. Again, he's another one who's not scared to get stuck into a debate into anybody at all. Going through the whole list here. Creaky Blinder. Oh,
must be done.
Yeah, must be done.
Yep.
The Creaky Blinder. If you're not subscribed to him, he's another one who just laughs at flat earthers, and he does it very well. He's got a typical Welsh humour, as I call it. So if you're not subscribed to him, go over to his channel, sub please as well. His
video format is unique too. I like the way he does it.
Yeah, very unique, and he's really good at the graphics and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
But he's a graphic designer as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. And he Doesn't he own? He owns a vape shop as well, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I believe so. Does he? Does he? Can you? I'm not into vaping, but can you order offline from his?
Yeah.
No, you can't. I did ask him.
Oh, not from his shop. No.
No.
Okay. Then you've got Planner Walk.
Yeah, Planet Walk.
Funny guy. Yeah, he's funny. He has his own unique style of humor, shall we say?
He's so awkward sometimes.
He's so awkward, but I think that's what makes him special.
It is funny, yeah.
And he takes advantage of that. I think that awkwardness a little bit. I think, and his videos are honestly they're hilarious sometimes.
And then there's the way he pronounces his E's.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like that New Zealand sort of twang, isn't it?
Yes, 17.
17. Yeah.
17.
17. Yeah, I
It's
can't
so
do
funny.
You can do it better than I can, man. So that's it. So yeah, I've gone through the whole Discord list just there.
Yeah, you basically just read off my
Patreon
Patreon portfolio.
Yeah, you missed out where the sidewalk ends.
Oh, sorry. Wait, yeah. Well, who owns that anyway?
Who owns where the sidewalk ends? I don't fucking know.
We'll go in there and let's see who the head moderator is.
There is a
They don't actually have a YouTube channel, they do?
That's more the admin.
YouTuber. Turquoise Law is one of the admins on there, but I don't know who actually owns the sort of channel sort of thing. So,
Oh, so
it wasn't her.
it might be her. You never know. I'll ask her next time we've got her on the shills because I'll see her through the week.
Yeah.
Because it's even worse. I'm a moderator on there, and I don't actually know who the main boss is. She's not got a crown by her name, so I don't know.
That's a good thing though, because that means that nobody's in there lording over people and being an asshole.
True. That's very true. But who else? See, I've got 17 Discord channels to look through, including my own.
I've got quite a few myself, sir.
Yeah. So I've got obviously my one, Steaming Cup of Reasons, because that's always a good laugh. We've got the special one for the shills, Rider of Dinosaurs. Marvel got her own Discord, so obviously you got to check hers out. Where the Sidewalk Ends, Creaky Blinder, Radical, Brainy Beaver, Planner Walk, Team Skeptic, USDA, Fight the Flat Earth, Nebulous Thoughts. Then I've got Debate Flat Earth and more. I've got one that's a music channel, and I've got Mumbo Jumbo because I like my Minecraft.
This really is a talented list of people you just named, though. I love
I'll tell you what,
all of those Discords and channels.
Oh, they're great. It's so hard to keep up.
Those of you who are on Discord, I mean, this is not a channel, but this is the Discord. This is not a YouTube channel. It's Discord server, and it's Church of the Cathode Follower. Okay, it's quite a new channel, and I tell you what, if you need technical help of any kind, get onto that one. Trust me, it's really, really good. I've had loads of advice from them. Anything from video reproduction to sound problems to computer problems to
Like a little tech Discord.
Huh?
Well, tech support Discord, if you will.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. There's some guys on there that have got all kinds of expertise. So
That's a great idea, actually.
particularly if you're a content creator, then they've also got a shill those vids as well channel section on it as well. So it automatically goes on there for your creator as well. So yeah. So Robert, what have you haven't got your own channel yet, have you? YouTube channel?
There's a channel attached to my account, but I haven't done anything on it or anything like that yet. I've been looking into it though, actually.
What? Yeah, you should. You should, man. You should.
I don't feel the need to make you guys have most of the bases covered, so I'd have to come at something completely, different. There's no need for any more debunkers. You guys are slaughtering that from all sides. You and Reds do a great job of covering all the NASA launches and SpaceX, and there's really most of the bases are covered. I'd want it to be something organic to me, but also not heavily covered.
Yeah, something that interests you. What interests you? You know what I mean? That's what you got.
Oh, I'm interested in a lot of stuff. I love everything that you guys are doing. I could talk for days about all this stuff. It's just, like I said, it's not something that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know where to start with what interests me. I spend most of my free time chatting and playing video games, though. So that's my hobbies. I like working on cars.
There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys on YouTube doing video games, though, and there are a whole lot.
I used to do Twitch streaming a lot.
Nice.
But I hadn't done that in a while. I just kind of stopped doing it. I don't know what happened. Nothing happened, really. Just stopped doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anyway, so who's been watching? Who was watching Mark Sargent's interview?
Yeah, I was just watching it before I came over here. It's my second time seeing it. It's a good interview.
Yeah, exactly. So what did you think of what did you think? Well, first of all, I'll tell you what, forget what he was actually saying, his content, what he was saying. You know, I mean, I obviously I still think he's completely deluded, and I think a lot of people think he's deluded. But I mean, as a person, I think also as well that Ian Furbo, he actually came across in a very sort of in a way that's kind of like very neutral. It was just kind of like just generally talking about him and all the rest of it, what he believes.
He had him disarmed for sure.
Yeah, he did that really, really well. So as a person, generally speaking, if he wasn't a flat earther, he's the sort of guy that I would probably sit down in a bar and just have a chat with and have a few beers and just shoot the shit. You know what I mean? Just talk about stuff.
You can look at me. I said the same thing. It bothers me how normal he seems when he's not on about flat Earth. He seems rather likable almost. He's very polite too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I've come across a few people like that. I mean, the guy that Fight the Flat Earth was having a conversation with, who I'm actually going to be having a bit of a debate with him and his sort of co-host about the moon landings on the 16th of July. So I've just promoted a little bit. So 20th of July, I should say. And it was the same sort of thing. How you seem to be sort of like a very likable sort of guy. The difference between sort of him and Mark Sargent is very set in his ways. He believes that the Earth is flat, and that's that. But he seems very willing to sort of talk about his life and how he led up to it and all the rest of it as well. And he's not, and compared to a lot of flat Earth, he doesn't seem that aggressive. I don't know what everyone's in the chat as well. What do you think about that in the chat? What did you think of Mark Sargent in the chat generally? I mean, you don't have to have a different opinion to us. Whatever you think.
Again, flat eartherism aside, what do you think of him personality-wise?
As a person, I think he's kind of I don't know.
I was just expounding on your question.
Yeah, exactly. As a person, he seems to be sort of quite an open guy. He seems to sort of, he doesn't seem arrogant. In a way, I was expecting him to be quite arrogant, like a lot of flat earthers that I've come across, and most of us have come across. And he doesn't seem to have this religious sort of fervor. And when he was talking about his life leading up to everything he was involved with, he didn't, he seemed quite pretty normal, really. Nothing exceptional, nothing extraordinary about him at all. So I'll be happy to see what people think in the chat about, what he was like. Let's have a look, see what anybody actually said. He's a doofus, fair enough. Demon Orb, heathen. Curve Pimp says Mark Sargent is self-deluded. Fair enough.
He is self-deluded. All flat earthers are self-deluded, though.
Oh yeah, of course they're deluded. Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, absolutely. Sarcastic. What did you think? Did you see the interview, or how much of it did you see?
I did. I think he comes along quite well online. To be fair, he isn't the same as some of them, because a lot of them are a bit arsey and nuts. Let's be fair, and he does come over quite well.
It doesn't seem to have any kind of like any sort of religious further that I can think of. I mean, I didn't actually watch every single minute. He might have talked about his religious beliefs at some point, but he didn't come across as kind of the person that kind of like, the Bible says this and that and the other, and you must believe it, like we've come across with people like Nathan Thompson and others. So yeah, in a lot of ways, I kind of warmed to him in a lot of ways. Seems a bit strange to say that, but yeah, he did in a way. I'll probably regret saying that tomorrow, but anyway.
I don't regret it. I've thought of it several times though. But you're sitting him next to a bunch of loudmouth idiots who have no social skills whatsoever. Mark actually knows how to carry a conversation.
He does.
And that's to his credit. You know, he has a lot of experience working in corporate environments through his life and working with people. And I don't know, it definitely shows. You compare him to somebody like Nathan Oakley, and he just looks like a saint.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. A few comments we've had so far. Let's have a look. Okay, cruising with Jay. Personally, I think Sargent is on the side of complete denial and lacking any understanding. Well, that's probably true. But again, that's lack of understanding. I mean, would that be his fault? I don't know. I mean, that seems to be a lot of case with a lot of people is lack of understanding. But can you blame actually lack of understanding on, just being an idiot or whatever? Is that you being an idiot, or was that lack of understanding, or was that lack of education? Let's have a look.
With him, he seems really smart. Other than the flat Earth thing, I'm so convinced he's full of shit and he's just looking for attention or bored, even.
Yeah, I agree.
It wouldn't surprise me because he does seem to do quite well from it. Let's be fair.
He does. Yeah, he seems to do quite well. I like he was saying in the interview as well, is that I mean, he came from nowhere basically. I mean, what happened was that he became a flat earther. Then he did this video. I think it was like what? If you broke it down, it was like a 2 hour long video. I can't remember what you call it. Flat Earth evidence or something like that. I can't remember what you actually call it. But it went on and on and on and on, and he just talked about what he believed, and it was a very well produced video, I've got to say. And almost overnight, he went to a Flat Earth conference or two, and then almost overnight, he became the spokesman for flat earthers. Almost overnight, it was crazy, absolutely crazy.
It's because of how well he does present himself and how well he does chat. He makes points quite well. To be fair, he's not like half of them that just come out with crap.
Yeah,
over and over. Don't move on from a point to say, "Oh, well, this is better or that is better." He's very eloquent in the way he talks and comes across as intelligent, where most of them just come across as fucking morons. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying this after 6 pints of beer, so it's not coming out the best, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Right, it's like Forest Flirt Pfeiffer. Have you seen Bob the Science Guy's series on him? Yes, I have seen Bob the Science Guy series on him. Christian Cross Laser Beams. Robert, then is it still a cool thing to say?
Allah is definitely a cool thing to say. Allah.
What do you mean by that anyway? What did she mean? Or he?
Earlier in the chat above, she said, "Remember when hollow was a cool thing to say?" And then I said, "Say it." So, and then she said, "Then it's still cool then."
Yeah, exactly.
She was being nice instead of making fun of me. I appreciate that.
Okay, here we got Harry Warp. Mark should go into movie reviews or something. Actually, do you know what? Actually, I think Harry Warp's got a point. He says Mark should go into movie reviews or something. He has got that kind of voice, I think, doesn't he? Don't you think? Movie review. You suggest movie reviews. Brilliant. Nobody else agrees.
We do. I'm
boys.
Picking out more bits to fill up your chat with Monty Python quotes, because why not?
Yeah, exactly. Mark seems a great storyteller. Yeah, storyteller's right. He's obsessed with movies. Don't think he knows the difference between them and reality. Probably right. Chatty Google said that. What was that, sarcastic?
I was going to say, get fed up of that on Flat Earth. It's like, look, we're all living in the Truman Show. We're all living in the Matrix. Really?
You know what? I've actually said this before, and I'll say it again, right? I'll tell you what. Mark Sargent himself, he said in the interview that he actually found that video, that movie, very profound. And actually, if he hadn't watched that movie, and if actually a lot of people haven't watched that movie, then we probably wouldn't have as many flat earthers as we do now. I mean, I don't know if everybody agrees with that or not.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy. I mean, I don't know what it is with people can't seem to make that connect between reality and what they see in movies and the rest of it. It's just
Do you know what was worse for the Truman Show though?
what.
Well, even when they built the giant soundstage and stuff like that, if they'd used any sort of spirit level to do the floor, then there still would have been a fucking curve.
Yeah, quite possibly. Depends how they built that studio there, isn't it, really? So who knows? So anyway, let me catch up with the rest of the chat. I've kind of got a bit cruising with Jay. I think Sargent is just refusing to accept the information given to him, and he has a complete lack of ability to apply any of the methods himself to understand the world. You know what? I think I don't know whether it's Robert who said that or Sarcastic said that before. I think I don't think Mark Sargent can actually back up now, because he's got to the point that he's got such massive attention.
Yeah, why would he want to? He's, like you said, he's on TV. He's quite capable of drowning out he said it himself in the BM in an interview. He doesn't read comments and pay attention to all that stuff. So all he's doing is soaking up attention on a lot of it.
Absolutely. I'm sure he's got an income stream from it, because some of those things he's doing, he's getting paid for it.
Oh yeah, he's got to be getting paid somehow.
Yeah, of course. A lot of TV stuff. Absolutely fucking lulu. Of course he is. So where are we? I've lost my place again. Here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Whiskey's kicking in. Yeah, whiskey. I think the rum is kicking in for me, along the whiskey. Tutu Bogle, Tati Bogle. Sorry. Yeah, cruising with Jay just made the point. Either that, or he's a complete poser that's just trying to take an income from it. Of course, he's taking income from it. Absolutely, but that still doesn't get away from the kind of person he is. If you took him away from that environment of being a flat earther or talking about flat Earth, he'd probably just be a normal everyday guy that you can have a beer with and shoot the shit with in a bar. Who cares? He doesn't really care. Joseph Grant, Mark Sargent's personality is the same for cult leader. I knew Jim Jones; he was the same.
Mark's not charismatic enough to be a cult leader, though. Come on.
No, I agree with that. No, he doesn't have that kind of charisma.
Mark couldn't talk anybody into anything. He's just too boyish. I don't know.
Yeah,
I see what he's saying though, but I disagree.
No, I agree with you actually, Robert. He's not got that kind of charisma. He's not a leader. He can talk, and he's very eloquent what he says, but he's not a leader. No, not a chance. What do you think, Sarcastic?
Sorry, mate. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I've just got something to deal with here.
No worries. No, that's okay. That's cool. If you need to go, then go. But that's fine.
I'll drop out for a bit. I may be back. If not, happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of your stream, Squire. Just something to come up.
Cheers, buddy. Nice. It was all good. Don't worry. It's all good. Let's have a look. Photonic. The way he talks, how he plays it down, seems incredibly dishonest to me. And someone who is very well knows what he's talking about is wrong.
Photonic, like he knows that he's not really a flat earther. He's just found a crowd that he can stimulate. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I kind of get the same impression, because if you look at his previous interviews and things like that he's talked about, and also especially Behind the Curve. I don't know if you remember him Behind the Curve, and he talked about he was there with his mum.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he was into all kind of conspiracies, and he was actually sort of getting bored with a lot of conspiracies. And it seemed to me that flat Earth, he seemed to grab hold of that, and he thought he could go with it, and he produced that video, and that's what made him big. And he seemed to sort of run with that. So I understand where Joseph Grant's are actually coming from. I kind of give that impression. So it does beg the question: does he really truly believe he's a flat earther or not? Hard to say. Possibly. I come across some people that I think, yeah, they truly believe they're a flat earther, and they truly believe that the Earth is flat. and space is fake and all the rest of it. But people, flat earther. Not sure about Mark Sargent. Who's the guy? I always get mixed up with my Nathans. There's a lot of Nathans at flat earthers.
You got Nathan Oakley, Nathan Roberts, and Nathan Thompson are the three prominent ones.
Oakley.
Yeah, Oakley's the loudmouth asshole that always mutes people on his word string. Yeah. Ball breaker.
Oakley is there for the money and nothing else. I truly don't believe he's a flat earther. I really don't. He's got a good income stream from his shows that he does every day, pretty much, I think. Was it a few times a week, whatever. And he's got a decent income from that. I'm not being funny, but that interview he did with that prominent mainstream video he did, the interview, and he said that it became a flat earther because he realized what was going on, and apparently he woke his wife up. I'm not going to say, you say it, go on.
Went in there and woke his wife up in the middle of the night to tell her she was a flat earther. I hope she threw a book at him.
Oh, fuck me. I'm not buying that for a second.
No way.
Yeah,
no.
Jesus Christ. I mean, no. I think, if any wife was worth her salt, she'd be sitting there persuading him, don't be such a dick. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that is one guy that I know is not a flat earther. He isn't. He's quite intelligent in a lot of ways. He knows how to manipulate people. There's no doubt about that. He knows nothing about science. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Zero. And that's why he won't come out of his own channel. He won't come out of his own channel to debate anybody. Fight the Flat Earth, Team Skeptic, Red's Rhetoric, a whole lot of others have actually challenged him to come out of his own channel and debate. But he won't.
Will not do it.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't like going on other flat earthers channels because he's been cornered there before because somebody will come in.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the mute button.
And he won't. So that's got to tell you something. That's
very,
why.
Very transparent. And honestly, man, I don't mean this from even aside from the flat earth stuff. That he's a sad man. He really is.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a sad man. Without doubt, and he makes himself out to become some kind of like the British version of flat Earth kind of leadership in some way. A bit like the Mark Sargent of the US, but he's nothing at all. I mean, I'll let you know. I mean, the difference between him and Mark Sargent. Mark Sargent comes across a lot more convincing than Nathan Oakley does. Mark Sargent will debate anybody. He will talk about it with anybody.
Exactly, he will.
Yeah, as opposed to opposed to Nathan Oakley, he won't. Anyway, so let's see what's going on. Slappy the Clown. Yeah. Does anybody know why he's called Slappy the Clown? Does anybody have a guess why that came about? Anybody know why he was called Slappy the Clown? That is his nickname amongst some circles. Anybody know? Are you still there, Robert?
You there?
Hang on a second.
You there, Spaceman?
Hang on a second. Can everybody still hear me? Damn.
Can you hear me, Spaceman?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry about that. I got disconnected or something.
Oh, we've got 1 minute debunk has just appeared.
All right.
You still there? Can you hear us? 1 minute debunk. Can you hear me?
He's probably still accepting everything to get in.
Probably. I just realised he was in. Everything went quiet for a second. Anyway, what was I saying? Anyway.
I'm sorry, I got totally distracted by me getting disconnected. I'm not sure.
You're okay. Oh, you changed your photo as well.
Yeah, I wanted to put a new, a more recent photo.
Oh, is that you more recent?
Yeah, this is 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Well, now you got back to your original.
Hey, OMD.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Loud and clear, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
I was gonna do a little super chat, but you're not monetized, are you?
No, I'm not monetized.
Not yet.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much for even thinking about it, let alone not being able to do it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I mean, I guess it's the thought that counts, but if you just tell someone, hey,
Money counts a lot easier. Yeah.
hey kids, I thought of a really good present for you. I didn't get it, but I thought of it.
Yeah, exactly.
See how that flies.
Picture these bikes.
I thought about it. I thought, oh, exactly. Yeah, this little T-shirt here. They're actually talking about the kids. This is the little T-shirt I got from everybody today, of my kids today, my daughter and my son. Yeah, it says, Houston, we have a problem.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Those of you that are kind of like into sort of like your space and NASA and all the rest of it will see the obvious mistake in that. Well, not so obvious amongst most people. Amongst that statement, Houston, we have a problem. I'll give you 10 points where everybody can put out what the mistake is. Now everybody knows about this. Bit of useless information. They didn't actually say this is this refers to Apollo 13. He didn't actually say we have a problem. We had a problem. There we go.
Oh, is this like a beat me up, Scotty, and play it again, Sam thing?
Something like that. Yeah.
Everyone knows it's slightly different from how it actually happened.
Yeah, something like that.
It's the Mandela effect. That's what it must be.
The Mandela effect.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'll tell you what, another bit of useless information. I don't know if everybody knows, but when Neil Armstrong put his first boots on the moon, does everybody know what the general conception is that what he actually said was actually incorrect, that everybody thought he said?
Oh, I think I know. He intended and claims he said one small step for a man.
Mm-hmm.
But it came through as it sounds like one small step for man, which isn't quite as meaningful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the transmission quality isn't great, so it's entirely plausible.
Yeah.
Either way, it was epic as fuck to me. Excuse my language.
Yeah, of course, it's epic as fuck.
You could have said anything.
That's all right. It's over the watershed now in the UK anyway. You say what the fuck you want.
He literally could have said anything.
Yeah, he could have actually stepped off the moon and said, "Fuck me, this is awesome." Oh, he could have said that easily, no problem. But yeah. So
I'm on TV.
Yeah, I'm on TV.
Are you proud of me now, Dad?
Look, Ma.
Yeah. That's probably the sort of thing I would have said. Hi, Ma. Hi, Dad. Yow. That's what I would actually say. Jesus Christ. So anyway, 1MD, you probably heard we were talking about Mark Sargent and the interview that J.M. Furball did, and I think Fight the Flat Earth was actually mirroring that tonight. So I just wondered what did you see that at all?
I've not watched it yet. It's been on my to watch list since it came out. It's one of these longer videos, so I haven't done the deep dive through that.
Yeah, it's long. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, and I don't think many people have actually watched the whole thing. But DM Furball has actually sort of chopped it up a little bit and presented it on his channel. There's like different sections. So yeah, go and watch it. But no, we're just sort of saying, I think most people didn't actually disagree that he came across as very sort of, I don't know, likable sort of guy. I don't know. Deluded still, absolutely. But yeah, that's what we've just been talking about for the last half an hour or so. So
he's always seemed kind of like an okay guy. Some flat earthers or other conspiracy guys seem kind of pretty mean and dogmatic and stuff. I think you were talking about Nathan Oakley. He seems somewhat unpleasant.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. I mean, that's what I was saying to Robert earlier on. You know, you come across a lot of flat earthers, and exactly what you said. They're very dogmatic. You know, it's kind of like, you know, this is what I believe, and you're wrong, and I'm right.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to come across that kind of way. As deluded as he might be, he seemed to be sort of, I don't know, is a kind of like, you know, if you put aside the flat Earth stuff, he's this sort of guy that you could probably meet in a pub or a bar or whatever, and talk about stuff, and you'd probably never know he was a flat Earth. You know, to be fair,
you'd probably find out pretty quick.
Yeah, probably might. Yeah,
favorite topic of conversation.
Yeah, especially over a few beers, you might at some point or another. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, no, I was involved with politics for many years, and I do know that governments lie to us a lot, all the time. Yeah. You know, so I'm not sort of ignorant to that kind of thing. And you know, I could have been open to all kinds of conspiracy theories, you know, during that time. But you know, what I tended to do was to keep an open mind, and I did my own research, and I didn't just to listen to one point of view. I listened to all kinds of points of view, and I made my own analysis. And I think that's, like to think, you know, within this kind of world that I'm mixing with at the moment, it's the same sort of principles. You know, you don't just listen to one point of view; you listen to all kinds of points of view, and also then of course you've got the science of it as well. So, you know,
that's a good stance to take, because
exactly.
Debunkers are not right about everything, and flat earthers are also not wrong about everything. I mean, yes, there's a heavy bias in both camps, but I've certainly seen debunkers make big gaffes and not realize it. I've probably made a few myself.
Yeah. In fact, that was actually there's one of our last collab that we did together. There was somebody, I can't remember who it was, and they actually took a bit of, they didn't take exception to what you said. There was something that you said in the video. I can't remember what it was. I'm going to have to look back in the chats, in the comments, and see what it was. But they said they were going to debunk your debunk.
Oh.
I haven't heard anything since.
Fair enough. So this is the one with the video P-frames and I-frames and stuff.
Yeah, something to do with that.
I mean, what I described is literally how it works, largely just like reinterpreted straight from Wikipedia.
Do you know what? That's one of the reasons why I asked you.
Yeah, I mean, I did my due diligence. I know that I simplify things to crush them down. But I would really like to see someone debunk what I do. I've done, because I know I'm just a guy. I've got some education and stuff, but I would not fall into the trap of thinking that everything I put out is spot on.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with how should I say it? Shall I dare to say actually globers or globies or ballers, if you want to say that. I think most of us are actually open to that kind of thing. You know, I'm as most people know, I'm into sort of like the moon landings and Apollo and that kind of thing. I sometimes get things wrong. Absolutely. You know, we all get things wrong. We're all human. We get things wrong. But there seems to be the predominant thing within flat Earth community is that if you get it wrong, they'll just deny until you're forced to make an apology or forced to make an attraction. You know, a retraction. Sorry. Exactly. So of course we're up to that.
Discuss it back and forth for a few comments or whatever, and then they'll suddenly shift to a completely different point because it's becoming obvious that the original point didn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Point in question, I think JM Truth. What was JM Truth actually saying? JM Truth was actually saying, oh yes, about this, about JM Truth actually saying that that 10 to the negative 17 was a negative number. He flatly on many discussions said that 10 to the negative 17 is a negative number. Although I think he was having a discussion with Team Skeptic. I don't think it was on his channel, it was on a Flat Earth channel, I think. And I think Team Skeptic was actually there. And eventually Team Skeptic actually managed to actually get him to actually admit he made a mistake. But even leading up to that, he was actually saying that because if any number falls to the, what I quote, to the right of the decimal point is a negative number, technically, he said. He said that's a negative number.
What, anything less than 1?
Yeah, exactly. Anything less than 1, because he was looking at this scale of like 0 to like, you know what I'm saying. I'm useless at maths, honestly. But I mean, for somebody that claims that he has a master's in all kinds of different things, yeah, kind of makes me wonder what else he is being dishonest about. I mean, he's probably one of the most dishonest flat earthers there is going out there, without a shadow of a doubt. Talking about, what's that word? Dishonesty. Not just dishonesty. Academic dishonesty. No, what's the word? It's gone out of my head.
Oh, yeah. He's claimed to be academically qualified in many, many ways,
but he's not.
But certainly some of those are false, like really obviously false.
Yeah.
Anyone who's done physics to a high level must have done maths to a high level, because those two subjects are very closely related.
Yeah.
And anyone who's done maths to even a high school level will know that 10 to the negative 17 is positive. That's not something that any sort of maths educated person would accidentally flub. Well, they might if they're not paying attention or something, but no. Yeah, that's, as Robert Leger says, massively dishonest.
Yeah, hugely. I mean, I'll give an example, right? Okay.
Not just intellectually either. He's just a flat out liar.
Oh yeah. I mean, I mean, Robert, I mean, you've had a military career, so you probably know about his military claims.
I find most of them to be unbelievable.
Yeah, I think most military people, if you listen to, we've got amongst the anti-flat earth people, we've got quite a few military people.
Indeed.
Yeah.
See, I have no military background. Even amongst friends and family, I don't really know any military folks, so I don't generally
Robert, you could
qualify his military JM Truth's military claims, but even to me, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He spouts so much bullshit.
Robert, you could probably go through what he's actually claimed or what you think is bullshit. What do you think is what he's claimed or what is bullshit?
They would never send a combat medic to sniper training. First off,
modified sniper training.
Modified. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now, I don't doubt that if he was in the military, I don't doubt that at some point he could have had an opportunity to qualify with a sniper rifle just out of shits and giggles to fill a roster, maybe. But to say that he went to training to learn to be a sniper is bullshit. It's a lie. I also have a hard time believing that he was a medic, because that is probably the hardest military MOS to get because of the schooling required. And I don't think it's any secret to anybody who watches his stuff. He doesn't seem like a very smart man to me.
Right. Okay.
The amount of people I trained with who were failed medics will blow your mind. It's not an easy path, and the ones that do make it are very, very proud that they did, and they don't usually get out. They don't usually leave. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I know nothing about the military at all. I mean, you're not the first person that's actually said that. I mean, lots of people actually said. Would you say his whole military career is probably a lie? Do you think, or just?
See, I'm not going to make that as a positive claim, but I do find it hard to believe.
What, any of his military claims at all?
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that he made it through basic training and advanced training, and actually assigned to a unit and followed any semblance of orders. Or I don't doubt that he tried, but he seems to me like he would have been a malingerer, a sick call warrior, if you will. He said that he claims that he was medically discharged, and if I had to guess, he probably was medically discharged from basic training.
Right. Okay. So you don't think you even made basic training?
If you forced me into guessing and asserting, yeah, I would say that he didn't make it. But I won't go as far as to say that he definitely didn't do any of that, because I don't know.
Yeah, that's just a guess.
His story doesn't add up. His story does not add up.
Yeah, one minute debunk, I don't know if you actually heard from what we're talking about earlier on. Me and Robert were just getting to know each other. Robert said that you can maybe explain a little bit your military background, Robert. Can you go ahead and explain that?
Yeah, I spent 9.5, 10 years in the Louisiana National Guard. I was an engineer and a cook. I deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. Had a good time, really, you know.
Had a good time. So
I'm horrible at pulling up random stories. So if you have a question, I'd be glad to answer it.
That's good. I'm horrible at understanding what to say here. I think people usually say thank you for your service.
No, it's not necessary. Yeah, they do, but it
makes sense. We're from different countries, but
exactly.
Well, I'm a bit cautious about saying those sort of things.
Yeah,
I think because of we come from different countries. I mean, I've got different political beliefs.
Well, you guys are in the UK, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're allies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
for now.
Yeah, for now.
You guys don't have the balls.
No, the sun never sets on the British Empire. Apart from
it doesn't.
No,
I
kind of gave back Hong Kong, so it does now.
In terms yeah, I heard that. I kind of broken the mold a little bit, because I've got a lot of military history in my family, a lot in military history, and actually most of my, in fact, I would say all of my family don't necessarily believe what I believe politically, but I'm not going to go into that kind of stuff anyway right now. It doesn't really matter. But
it really doesn't, not socially.
What's that?
I don't think it doesn't matter socially, like you're saying.
No, of course it doesn't. No, kind of thing. But you know, people have sort of asked me about sort of what I think about this and that and the other. But I tend not to go into these kind of things. You know, I've always believed that wherever you actually come from, whatever country you come, if you served, whether it be for king and country or whatever belief or what for flags or whatever it might believe, you did it for reasons, but you still risked your life, you know. And to me, that's got to be an admiration in a lot of ways. So, you know, I've always admired that. No doubt about that. So
I appreciate that. In my case, though, that was a reality that I was kind of ignorant to until they told me I was going. I always had the feel, we're not gonna, you know.
Yeah.
But when that paper came in, it was a little bit of a wake up.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I mean, I've had members of my family who've served. My sister, going back to the most recent, my sister was in the Royal Nursing Corps. She was a Cambassian in Afghanistan. She never left the base, but she was there. She did quite an important job.
Yeah, people on the base. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Very few people leave the bases. Those are infantrymen, truck drivers, and scouts generally.
Yeah. My sister went there for. She was only there for 6 months, but she went there as at the time she was a major. Was she a major? I can't remember. She went there basically to expand the medical operations of Camp Bastion, which, as you probably know, is the British base in Afghanistan at the time. Obviously, not there anymore.
What time? What year was this?
This was. Oh, Christ! You're asking.
I take it was early.
Yeah, I mean,
it was probably a nightmare for her.
It was the point where Camp Bastion was at its biggest, and it's at its, you know, the height of what it was, whatever year that was. I could find out, but I have to check that. But her responsibility there, she went for 6 months because what they wanted to do was actually expand the medical facilities there and actually have operations, what do they call it? Operating rooms where they can do surgery and all the rest of it there, basically to, within medical terms, to talk about the golden hour, when somebody's injured, especially seriously, they've got within an hour, they need to do certain things. And they were finding that soldiers were having a better life expectancy if they could actually have a lot of operations there and then, rather than having to ship them back to the UK or wherever it is, or back to Pakistan, or not Pakistan, or to wherever else in Europe. So her responsibility was to expand that, to actually basically find the equipment, import it all in, and also not only that, but also the personnel. So she went there to do all that, but there was one guy that was in charge of her, and he took all the glory and the credit for everything that she did. She did all the work, but he took all the credit. But that's
how they do it. Yep.
Yep, that's Army life. I think that's the Army life throughout, whether it be the UK Army or the.
It's not throughout. It's not throughout, but it's very common to have leadership, or specifically NCO leadership, that will stand on the shoulders of their subordinates and soak in all the glory. I've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
But those people generally don't get the best work done for them, though.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So that's my sister. And my dad was what they call the Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers. He was in Northern Ireland, did two tours in Northern Ireland, and he was there in Cyprus. Yeah, Cyprus. He did a tour in Northern Cyprus, and my uncle did 2 tours in Northern Ireland as well. I don't think he was at Cyprus. And my sister had actually, her current husband met in Bosnia. Yeah, that's where they met. So they got together and eventually married. So that's a good thing. Oh God, I can go back a long, long time. All the way back to World War I. But I'm not a great guy for. Put it this way, I'm not a great guy for wars and intervention and all that kind of stuff. But
most of us really aren't.
Well, you'd be surprised. You don't seem that kind of guy. So, I still have we over here we have on the 11th of November we have the Red Poppy Day, as we call it. And I would go to that quite regularly. I would go out to our town and stuff like that, even though my political beliefs might be slightly different. I still have a respect for that. But anyway, let's change the subject. Let's get a bit serious.
Well, some questions in the chat.
Oh, I'm not keeping on the chat. Hang on.
Well, Kristen Frost Laserbeams has asked, how crazy do you have to be to get discharged from the military? Trying to put JM spoof into perspective.
Well,
that's a question for Robert, I guess.
He's clearly not in the military anymore.
So that's an upper bound.
I had an honorable discharge, end of service. Thank you. You can get discharged easily. It's not as hard as it used to be. In wartime, when the numbers are dwindling, they don't care what you do. You're not going anywhere. They just need numbers on a piece of paper. But in times of less activity and peace like that, well, I don't want to say peace, but when they're dwindling the numbers, it's very easy to get out.
Okay.
When I got back from Iraq, they were looking to shrink the size down, so they were getting rid of people for stuff that they did years ago, type of thing. We don't need you anymore.
And in the UK, you have to sign up for a certain period of time, and if you don't, you have to buy your way out. Is that the same in the UK, in the US military, or?
No, we had the draft back in the day, and they abolished that. And ever since then, it's been 100% voluntary. Now, they do have – the only time you'd see anybody who's kind of forced into it is you can – in small cases when you're young, you can supplement jail time for military service. So people will enlist to avoid going to prison, basically. But only for non-violent stuff, things like that.
Oh, it's purely military in the UK. In the UK at the moment, it's purely voluntary in the UK. But when you do join, you have to join up for a certain number of years.
Oh yeah.
But if you join up though for those certain number of years, depending on at what point you actually decide that you really want out, you have to literally buy your way out. And I think quite often they would actually take that out of actually sort of your pay. But depending on how long you've actually got left to actually serve, within that time frame.
From that aspect, no, they have several different contract lengths. It depends on if you're going active or reserve or guard. There's different faculties and whatnot. But you can't, once you sign on, for instance, I signed a 6-year with 2-year inactive. And after my 6 years was up, I re-signed for 2 more years. And then a year, and then I got out. But once you sign those terms, that's it. There's very few loopholes and things like that to where you can adjust the time for where you were in. And if you want to leave honorably, and there's nothing worse for your future employment status than to have a dishonorable discharge on your military claim.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, guys, can you just talk amongst yourself just for about 30 seconds? I should
Sure, go ahead.
Back, okay? Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
All right, there's another question in chat for you, I guess, Robert, which you maybe saw. Again from Kristen Frost Laserbeams, which was, what is your number one favorite, best ever Earth shape evidence?
Number one, proof?
Proof, yeah, if you like.
Well, to be simple, we have pictures of the damn thing.
Yeah. That's what I would say.
That's just to be simple.
We took a photo of it. It's round.
We've flown around it. Come on. To believe in the conspiracies that they lay forth regarding the photos is, I don't even know the proper word for how crazy that is.
It's huge. It sort of compounds the conspiracy a huge amount, because now, if the Earth was the wrong shape and that was covered up, okay, that's not too easy to see from the ground, but from space it's trivial. So all of space needs to be fake, and every space thing ever needs to be fake, and everyone who ever worked on it needs to be in on it. And it's like,
it would bleed into so many facets of society and life. It would be just the most ridiculous conspiracy ever. And
pretty much everyone since the Industrial Revolution is in on it.
Yeah, everyone who has any kind of engineering or scientific, exactly, government, it would be a number in the millions. It's just not possible.
Yeah. There's one I've been thinking of recently, which is that all maps are projected from spheres or spheroids.
All of them.
All of them. And they've been designing different map projections since well into the BC. I think some of the early projections are from like 200 or 300 BC.
So to put long story short, it's absolute lunacy to think otherwise.
Yeah, unless every cartographer ever
is a flat-out bold-faced liar.
Because if it were flat, you would just draw a map and everything would work, and you think, "Oh, that was easy."
Exactly.
So every cartographer ever must have ignored the fact that it works normally and come up with some bonkers sphere projection that makes everything complicated and difficult. And this is independently of every other cartographer in ancient history who all had the same thing. What? It doesn't make any sense.
None whatsoever. Exactly.
Yeah.
You still making potatoes?
One thing I've always wondered actually.
They're on very low.
What's your background? What do you do?
The barbecue up. I'm on a live stream.
Oh, Robert's
talking about.
I want to mute.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had.
Yeah, okay, you're good.
There we go. I have done various things. I did mathematics and physics at university, and swapped to mathematics and computer science.
Okay.
And I've worked in the fields of seismology and cartography and 3D rendering and other stuff like that.
So that's where you get your sort of knowledge about what's the word? Videography and cameras and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've done a lot of
Yeah.
programming stuff and like worked on video games and stuff. You pick up a lot of random bits of knowledge like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, 1MD, what I was going to say, well, I seem to be back on track at the moment. So I've been quite busy this weekend. So next weekend, I will be doing that video that we collabed in. Actually, at last. Did you see that I put it on somewhere that I was back to normal? I'll get everything sorted out.
Oh, yeah.
No, as some of you might know, for a little while, I wasn't able to actually post videos. I have absolutely still don't actually know what the real reason was, but clearly it had something to do with my computer, because as much as I did everything I possibly could that everybody could suggest, I tried all kinds of different things. I could upload videos, no problem. When it came to the publishing, all it kept saying was YouTube kept hanging up to 0% processing. Never moved, never suggested this. So went on for ages and ages and ages. Tried all kinds of things that people suggested through some live streams, all these different things, and nothing ever actually worked. So I got a bit pissed off with it after a while. So what I did was I sat here, I contemplated actually resetting my computer, which is about 3 years old now, back to factory settings. Okay, so pretty much as I got out of the factory box. Pain in the ass to do, but I did it. I sat the whole day and I did it from pretty much about 8:30 in the morning all the way until about 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, jeez.
That's all I did. I literally reset it, installed everything, all the drivers, all the applications, all the apps I had, and all the rest of it, all the settings, put it back to what it was before. I managed to reset it so that it kept all my files at least, so that was a good thing. So I didn't have to reinstall all those, but that was a good thing. So then I got YouTube working, and then I uploaded a test video, and hey presto, it fucking worked.
That's so weird.
Oh God, is it weird?
Because it's uploading fine.
Yeah.
And then it's in their ballpark. Why does your computer? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Web technology is
it must have something to do with my computer between them and YouTube that they didn't, for some reason, when they processed the video, it didn't like for whatever reason. Is that I actually let my kids use my computer.
Big mistake.
Yeah. So I don't want to blame my kids directly. I love my children to death. And I did tell them that not to download anything that I don't know about. But who knows? It could have even been me. Who knows? It could have been a Trojan. As much as I virus scanned and put it through, the ad remover and all the rest of it, there was nothing there. But you just never bloody know, do you? But the thing is, because it was 3 years old, they've had so many different apps installed and all the rest of it. So anyway, it was cured. So next week, I'll be back to normal. I will do that video I said I was going to do with you.
Hooray!
Hooray!
I worked so hard on that. My fingers were bleeding.
All those bloody arrows. I'm not going to give too many things away, folks, but you'll understand when it's done. But
there's a lot of arrows.
Put it this way: that 1 minute does not reflect the amount of work that went into it, and I think most of you will probably know, or most of you will probably appreciate. YouTubers creators put a lot of work and a lot of effort into what they actually do. So when you subscribe to a channel, I hope you can appreciate how much work sometimes it can actually go into it, because sometimes making videos can be a pain in the arse, to say the least.
Yeah.
But I think 99% of us don't do it for the money, because not many of us actually earn a lot of money unless you PewDiePie, earn a lot of money from it. And I certainly don't. I hope to own I hope to earn a little bit of money from it, at least a small living from it. But sometimes the amount of time you actually put into creating things doesn't actually reflect how much you actually get paid. In fact, it's probably beyond minimum wage actually sometimes.
Oh, easily.
Well, easily, without doubt. Yeah, you know. So unless you PewDiePie, you're never really going to make a massive amount of money on it.
Yeah, you need to be a fairly large-sized channel before you're getting minimum wage.
Yeah.
Probably need, I would guess, around 1 million subs before it's sort of. Maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know,
it depends on the content you're putting out and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I know some people can make, they can make a kind of a living out of it. They can do okay with it, but there's not many people that are rich from it. That's no doubt about that. So, Robert, if you do believe, if you do go into this kind of thing, don't expect to make a massive amount of money from it, because you're not.
Oh no, that's not my thing, man. If I ever did hope to do it full time, I would just hope to make just enough to live,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'd like to do. But I know it's going to take a bit of time to do it, but we get there eventually.
It is possible though. I see some pretty rubbish YouTube creators with a decent following, and if they can do it, so can we.
Yeah, I mean that's that. You know what? I mean, I had heard of PewDiePie obviously a lot through YouTube channels, but then if you have a look at his content,
his content is created for kids, though, man.
Oh,
that's where the money's at, though.
It is, yeah. But then I looked at a whole load of other channels that are made for kids, way better. And I'm not talking about the quality of what he produces is brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but I suspect he's probably got producers that do those kind of things, and the editors that do it all for him, because he's starting to earn a lot of money from it. But the content is just, oh God, I don't get it.
If I'm being honest, I'd never heard anything about PewDiePie until the South Park episode.
I hadn't heard anything about PewDiePie until I actually become a content creator. I really didn't, honestly. I had no idea.
It seems like once I saw him on South Park, I couldn't not see him. He was everywhere after that.
Do you know what? I'm actually as new to YouTube as I am being a content creator. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the only YouTube videos I ever watched was actually through Facebook.
Oh.
I had a Facebook channel that I created. It was only an account.
Yeah.
But it was only because I could watch certain YouTube, but I was hardly ever on YouTube itself. Rarely.
You're an oddity. Isn't everyone on this site all the time? How did you avoid YouTube?
No, I didn't avoid it.
Yeah, really.
I wasn't really like a big thing on YouTube.
Yeah. You could because you can just casually see a couple things here and there, and
there's
a big difference between that and getting deep into it.
Yeah, you can't help but miss it, through like Facebook and and Twitter and that kind of stuff. But I never was I wasn't a big thing for browsing YouTube for hours and all the rest of it until probably 6 months ago.
Oh, I've been watching everything on YouTube for far too long. I wish I could be as unaware of PewDiePie as YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I had an interest in particularly Apollo and Apollo 11. Particularly was when I was I think it was about 5 or 6 years of age. And I remember my mum and dad had a great big chest of drawers. At least I thought it was a great big chest of drawers. Anyway, when you're 5 or 6, you probably think it's just tall as you are. Huge, great big thing. At least I thought it was. And had this great big bottom drawer that I could just barely open. So you pulled it open. And in this bottom of this drawer, they had this big, thick sort of like album, or like a photo album. And on in the back of this photo album, and I've never really looked through it thoroughly enough, but at the back of this photo album were these newspaper clippings, some of them from like different major events. like the Kennedy assassination and a few other things. And of course, in 1969, obviously, was the moon landings. And for whatever reason, I took an absolute fascination with these clips of these grainy photographs of something on some alien body that I didn't know anything about. So I asked my dad about it, and he told me all about it and what actually happened and how it happened and all the rest of it. From that point onwards, I was fascinated. I never really looked back for many, many years. I mean, I lost interest for many, many years because, like a lot of people like me, you know, from 1972 onwards, all we seemed to be interested was what was going on was low Earth orbit. And it was interesting for a little while because you had Skylab, and then of course, not too long after that, you had ISS, and then the space shuttle came along. Kind of a bit interesting, and then it kind of after a while lost a bit of interest because we were talking about a long time about returning to the moon and going to Mars and all the rest of it. It didn't seem to be happening, and I kind of lost interest. Because I thought eventually we probably would return to the moon because we were talking about going to Mars, and not only that, having moon bases. And I thought it was fascinating, but it never happened. So I lost interest for many, many years. And then it really wasn't until SpaceX came along when they eventually managed to get an orbital spacecraft, managed to launch a satellite into orbit for the first time. A private company managed to actually do that. And they were talking about, re-landing the main core, the first stage booster.
Yeah.
They actually managed to do it, and that really piqued my interest. You know?
Yeah, that was crazy because I remember them talking about that, and it's like it didn't seem very doable.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it was going to work. As someone who isn't really familiar with the exact details of how it works, it seemed like a thing that wouldn't kind of work. And then they got it to work, and it was like, whoa, that was cool. That was really cool.
I was exactly the same thing, because what I imagined was something like the rocket of Apollo, of the Saturn V, like the first stage re-landing. And I thought, no fucking way, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Upright and then reuse it. And that kind of piqued my interest, and so I just kind of followed it a little bit for a little while, and then that kind of then SpaceX managed to actually achieve it and do it. I thought, wow. So I started following a little bit, on Facebook and different things that was going on, and it wasn't really until, like with with Falcon Heavy, the Falcon Heavy launch, and that was probably about the time actually that I started getting a little bit more into YouTube, because there was a lot about it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So this is where I am right now. This is what I've been so interested in, recently, about sort of space exploration and exciting things going to happen. And of course, we got NASA, promising men on the moon by 2024. Whether that happened or not, I don't honestly know. But it's still an exciting prospect. That's where we are right now.
Hopefully they'll get lots of people on the moon and build big cities on the moon, and then
oh man, I can't wait to get back to the moon.
Yeah,
they build giant cities all over the moon. Then at night, when you go outside and look up and see the moon during a new moon, you should be able to see the speckled lights of the cities on the moon.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, but the thing is, initially, it's going to be in the the South Pole.
Oh yeah.
They want the water, don't they? They want the water. That's what it is.
They're so fussy.
No, I know. Disgusting. NASA. What are they playing at?
Speaking of space stuff, I was reading a Wikipedia page today on the size of the universe.
All right.
Because I was wondering, what is the size of the universe?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, it's not actually known.
Wouldn't that be crazy, though, if you're flying through space and all of a sudden you just smack into a wall?
Yeah, that would be... Well, that wouldn't be good at all. That would be a crash. You have to call up insurers.
You need your space insurance company.
Yeah. Yeah. But, there's two things that amaze me about the immensity of space, and also how amazing, the universe and the creation of the universe is. Not only about how immense it is, but if you think about, I mean, this is more aimed at people in the chat more than anything else. That if you think about our nearest star to us, other than our own sun, is Alpha Centauri, which is, oh god, gonna have to forget my figures because I'm really bad at remembering numbers. Is 2.
Fucking way away.
How many light years is away? 1MD?
I thought it was 4.3, but I might be wrong.
Oh no, I think that's probably more accurate. 4.3 light years away. Okay. Now, to give you an idea, this is for people in the chat. 4.3 light years. What you've got to think of how immense 4.3 light years away is. If we could travel at the speed of light, okay, which we can't even a tiny fraction of 1%, even close to that at the moment, okay, it would take 4.3 years to get there. Okay. Now, with current spacecraft that we have at the moment, the Voyager, I think it's Voyager 2 is the furthest away at the moment, or was it Voyager 1? I'm not quite sure which one's which. That's only just outside of our own solar system, and that was launched in the 1970s. Okay, and that's only just outside of our solar system, and it's got a fuck ton of years to go before it gets there. It's going to take hundreds of thousands of years before it even gets to Alpha Centauri, and that's our closest star. Okay,
it's probably not even going in that direction anyway.
No, it might not. No, but I'm just giving you an idea of like
if it were, yeah,
if it were, if it was going in that direction, which it isn't. But that's how long it would actually take. It would take probably tens of thousands, or if not hundreds of thousands of years to actually get there at the speed it's currently going. But that's our nearest star. But then you talk about our stars that are in our galaxy. Now I'm gonna have to remember my figures in terms of how big our galaxy is literally thousands of light years across our own Milky Way galaxy.
105,000 light years across.
Thank you very much. That's brilliant. You could remember the figure. That's why.
I'm just googling it. That's the diameter.
Thank you very much. No, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. 105. Did you say 105,000?
105,000.
105,000 light years. So if we could travel at the speed of light, just once the speed of light, it would take us 105,000 light years. Again, as I mentioned before, okay, we can't even travel even 1% of the speed of light. That's just one galaxy. Then if you think about all the other galaxies that are out there, there are literally billions of galaxies that we know of that are out there. And some of those that we know of are literally billions and billions and billions of light years away. That's how immense it is. That's how, and for me, that's one of the reasons why I think space is so amazing. Not only that, right? Okay, so forget all that.
Okay.
I'm getting really deep now. I'm getting really freaking deep.
Go for it.
Rum helps.
I love this stuff.
But not only that, if you think about what we're actually made of, what we human beings made of, we're made of what? Carbons and what kind of one they have here? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen.
Yeah. A whole bunch of water.
Yeah, hydrogen, oxygen, carbons mostly, and a few other elements. Okay.
Potassium, iron.
Potassium, yeah, all the smaller elements. Yeah, am I right?
I don't think you'll have much past iron. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing is that some of the elements that make us as humans, me, you, and I, and all of us. Okay. If you think about the creation of the universe, those are the elements that create the universe. Carbon, atom, carbons, hydrogen, oxygen. Jesus Christ.
You okay there, Robert?
That's my dad sneezing. I'm sorry.
That's how I sneeze. Oh God. So, if you think about what we're made of and what the stars are made of, it's much the same elements: carbons, hydrogen, oxygen, all those different things. So I tell you what, when I die, I'm actually quite comfortable when I die. Eventually, all of us, every single one of us, are going to die eventually.
Not me.
Oh yeah. Even you, Robert.
Oh man, I'm never gonna die.
Oh yeah. This is what we all say when we're young as well. I'm never gonna die. Then you think about death and you think, oh shit, I'm scared of death. And after a while, you're not afraid of death at all. Eventually, we're gonna die. We're gonna stop breathing. As the film goes, we're food for worms. Dead Poet Society. We're food for worms, guys. That's all of us are. Well, in fact, we're not food for worms. We're actually food for the universe. When we die, we become part of what created this earth and what created the universe. There we go. That's what I find amazing. That's what I love about space and all the rest of it. There you go. Jesus Christ, I've got serious there. That's so deep.
It is. It's deep, but it's also like it's not deep in a way that it's like even a child can understand when you tell them, hey, there's these different atoms that are all the possible things that can exist or constructed from these, like Lego, and they're made in stars. That's what we're made of too.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy.
It's simplistic, but it's true.
Yeah, it makes you think, what the hell is going on?
So what I mean, there's another example as well in terms of sort of like how long the human life is existed on Earth. Earth is still in very early stage, very early stages, very. We're still very young. And in terms of sort of, what were we going to say, Robert?
Sorry about that, man.
What were we going to say?
I wasn't. Please keep going.
In terms of sort of like timescale of how long humans have actually been on the planet Earth, I think I remember seeing a video somewhere, reading somewhere, is that if you look at a clock, a 12-hour clock, okay, just a clock face, 12 hours, how long humans have actually been on Earth literally is about 2 minutes.
Not even, man.
No.
Not even.
Way less than that. We're in the last second.
Yeah. Sorry,
okay. Have you seen Carl Sagan's Cosmos?
Oh, it's so
good. Speech, obviously, but not the whole thing.
Oh, you should watch it. I mean,
definitely, it's amazing. The whole series.
There's a few bits that are a little bit outdated, but in general, the whole thing holds up brilliantly today as it did when it first aired. And I think it's in the first episode, he talks about the cosmic calendar, where he compresses the age of the universe down into a 1-year calendar. So the first second of January the 1st is the Big Bang, and the end of December the 31st is the current time. And it turns out that all of human history, like all of written, recorded human history, fits into the last second of December 31st.
Yeah. And so I was way out yet.
I think humans have been around for about 3 or 4 minutes on this calendar. Or had evolved into something approaching modern humans. But
can we welcome Zapostate to the chat?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking exactly Zapostate. Would you like to come? Robert, have you got a contact with him? Can you pass on the?
No, I do not. No, I do not.
Zapostate, welcome to the chat, buddy. If you'd like to come on to the the Hangout, you'd be very welcome if you're listening. So, shall
I send the same link you sent me to him?
If you've got contact with him, if you have, excellent. If he wants to, I'd be glad to have him on, because I've never actually talked to him on any kind of live ever.
I watch his videos, but I've never spoken to him. Same here.
Oh, he's got great content. Really has. He's
coming out quick.
He does a really good. If anybody's on the chat listening, there's still 14 watching. God knows why. If you,
I've messaged you on Discord.
Yeah, it's supposed to. If you're listening, there's a message from 1MD. Yeah. If you're listening, then there's a link. Come and join us if you can. You'd be most welcome to the chat. You can add anything at all. Anyway, so what I was saying about this apostate, he's in the chat. You can always click on the 3 buttons to his right of his name, go to his channel, subscribe to his channel. He does a mixture of some really funny stuff, and he's got the bald white guy. He's hilarious. And he does some flat earth stuff, and he talks about politics, political stuff, and he has a laugh at people, and sometimes he's serious, and he does a really good balance of stuff. So go and check out his channel. He's really, really good. Well, I actually haven't sort of looked at his stuff for a good week or so. I need to catch up a bit.
There's so much good content out there. It's hard to keep up.
Oh no, it's hard to keep up. It is. The more channels I subscribe to, the more I kind of think, Jesus Christ, I need to catch up. Life's getting in the way. Get out of the way, life.
I don't know if you got the link. Who knows?
Who knows? How long ago did you post that last message? You said, yeah, great, on Discord for apostateoutlook.com. What's this?
I'd already messaged him by that point.
Is that an email?
Yeah, he's just sending his email out there.
Yeah, put your email out there. I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it? Because that's his channel, so it doesn't really matter. So let's see if I can email him. I'd love to have him on, actually, because I never talked to him, ever. So let's just see. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Going back to the universe, it's weird how there's so much empty space. Not just between galaxies and then between stars in galaxies, but even between molecules is mostly empty space.
Yeah. Doesn't that come into also like a talk about dark matter as well?
Oh yeah, there's
you probably know more about dark matter than I do. So if you know more about dark matter, then tell us about it.
Just there's a bunch of matter that's unaccounted for.
Pretty much.
It must be dark. I don't know. I have this thing, this classic rant that I've done many times about how physicists can't seem to name anything in a way that makes any sense. The classic example is black holes, which are neither black nor holes.
No.
So the way I like to explain it is that a black hole is the opposite color from a mirror.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
It just absorbs it, but that doesn't make it black in that an object in a dark room is not black. It's just you don't see light from it. And it's not a hole. It's not a... I have no idea where they got hole from. Well, I think I know, but it's such a bad name. And then all the other stuff in physics is equally badly named, like the God particle, the observer effect. And I forgot what caused me to go off on this rant, but whatever it was.
No. Apostate has just joined us. Can you hear us, Apostate?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Hey,
how's it going, buddy?
Hey.
All right.
Hey, what's up?
You got there in the end.
It's a pleasure to meet you all, guys. That's awesome.
Same here,
I see
man.
you all around everywhere. It's
I've
cool to
watched a lot of
finally
your
put your
videos,
voice.
buddy, but I've watched a lot of your videos, buddy, and I've never actually sort of talked to you live, so it's good to see.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
You got a slightly drunk casual spaceman, only slightly, I might add.
All right,
Drunk spaceman is
those are
a good
always the
spaceman.
fun ones. Every live stream I find myself on seems like everyone else is drunk. It's always great.
Exactly.
Well, actually, when it first sort of happened when I joined Sarcastic Barman, and it kind of went on from there. So you can blame him.
He has that effect on people, yeah.
Oh yeah, he does have that kind of effect. So how you doing, buddy? Not heard from you for a long time.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm actually I was on the shills the other day. Before that, I haven't done a lot. Fucking life just gets in the way of YouTube sometimes, so I haven't been on a lot, but I'm getting back into it. So
Yeah,
I'm back around.
No, I've been busy for a while as well. I had problems with my channel, as some of you might know, and I haven't really been sort of like watching some of your videos, so I need to bit of catching up. So what have you been up to? What you been putting on your own channel recently?
Oh, the last one, Logical Troglodyte sent me a thing on Discord about, I can't ever pronounce this stupid guy's name. It's Watachi running free or some dumbass flurfer in his car. Anyway, talking about sovereign citizenry and how the Civil War wasn't about slavery and all that shit. And I'm a political guy, so I had to take that on. And
holy shit! I'll have to watch that. Don't give too much away. Yeah. But what was he saying the Civil War was about then?
What was that about? Not slavery.
Yeah, no. If I can do his voice, the greedy asshole Abraham Lincoln just wanted the tax money from the South. He wanted the South to pay the northern states tax money. That's the only reason he started the war, as if the South wasn't freaking part of the United States in the first place. Like, this dude, everything he freaking says is wrong. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Don't
correct me if I'm wrong, but was he like a real true sort of like Southern Reb? Was he, or is that the right word?
No. As far as I know, I think this guy is in the northern states. I don't know. I haven't looked at a lot of his other stuff, but yeah.
All right. I just kind of got this impression that you might have been in sort of like a real sort of right wing sort of like Southern Reb, kind of.
Oh, well, north, south in this country, if you're conservative, you think that the Confederacy is still alive and ready to go. So,
yeah, well, some people it might be. I don't know. I don't know anything about those sort of things. You could probably fill this in.
Dixie lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where the white guy comes from, man. It's just my. He's my caricature of every one of these idiots.
Oh, I tell you what.
So, Apostate, can I ask you a question while you're here? I see you're on Discord, but do you have your own server yet?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm under 200 subs, man. I don't feel like I'm big enough to have my own Discord server.
Get it, man. Trust me.
Yeah. It's Apostate. Listen, I don't have my own Discord server. Well, I do have one, but it's created, but not done anything with it. Don't let numbers put anything behind you.
All of that stuff can lead to more people.
Yeah.
I would get it as soon as I tell you what, I would get on it. I pop into everybody's Discord and talk. I would definitely be interested in that. So let us know when you do it.
Yeah, I guess that'd be a thing. Yeah, throw it in the link, because I'm on everyone else's. Anyone I can find who has like a self-promotion room in their server, I freaking join and try and throw my video links in there.
Oh yeah,
whatever good that does, but
no, it does some good. Keep doing it. No, keep doing it. Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely works a treat. But I was actually saying to a lot of people was that good thing about your channel is that you do you do all kinds of different things. You don't just stick with flat Earth. You do kinds of conspiracy theories. You do a lot of political stuff. Some of it I don't really understand because it's US political stuff, but
right.
Some of it I can get into. So this is probably your chance right now to actually shill your channel right now. So tell the folks, people can hear what I think about your channel, but tell the folks about what you're about.
Oh well, hey.
You've only got 14 people listening, so don't get me wrong. You're not going to get fucking hundreds of subscribers right now, but this is your chance.
Yeah, for sure. No, I came into this with influences from people like Godless Engineer and Mr. Atheist and listening to a lot of people on the Non Sequitur show and all that, and so my whole bent was kind of going towards mainly an atheism channel, to do atheism activism, especially with what's going on in the country, in my country right now. Sorry, with the kind of the religious right really pushing against everything. So it's atheism, it's politics. I'm definitely on the very far left end of the spectrum. And then I feel that conspiracy theories, like the flat Earth and anti-vax and chemtrails and direct energy weapons and all that crap, it all falls into the same category when you look at the base of the way these people think. So I try and just go after that sort of stuff, but I try and put a funny, I do comedy. I'm a comedy guy. So, I do a lot of like
comedy.
Comedy. So, I'll hit on, I'll make fun of guys like in the flat Earth, like the Phuket word. I did a video with him, and it's really kind of irresponsible of me the way I put him forth, because I'm totally misrepresenting the way that he was actually doing his video. But I don't give a crap, because they're weirdos. They're absolute caricatures of people. So, I'm gonna make fun of them, and that's what I do. I'm not a nihilist or anything, but sometimes you just got to get to the point where, hey, this shit doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna have fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you take the likes of Phuket Word and World and all the rest of it. I mean, they're screaming out to be taking the mickey out of, screaming. Yeah. But then you've got the best of both worlds, because then if you go into the likes of politics, I mean, Jesus Christ, there's a whole world of people you could take the piss out of.
Oh yeah.
Am I right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can start right from top Trump.
Oh God.
There's a whole lot of things you can say about him. Am I right or am I right? People can disagree, but I mean, it doesn't really matter, because as a person, as a personality, he's screaming for it. It doesn't matter what your politics are. Would you think? That's the case?
It is. It's every day you pay attention to what that asshole is doing. It's like banging your head against a brick wall, just to stop, because it feels good, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I'm a sadist, I guess, in some regards, because I keep paying attention, keep following this crap, and I guess I do want it to change, but still, yeah, I don't know why I hurt myself in these ways, but I do.
No, I don't think you hurt yourself with your videos. That's for sure. That's good. So I mean, so you're fairly sort of fairly new. I think you started about the same time as me, perhaps maybe a little bit later. I'm not really sure. So what started off? Why did you start a YouTube channel? What sort of prompted you? What was the story behind what you actually did?
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to start with sort of atheism activism, just because of the way that the politics and the religious right are going in this country. But I really enjoy the content that other conspiracy theory debunkers came out, and I was sort of rolling around and looking at different things, and I came in contact with a creator, Jake the Asshole. I don't know if I'm sure people have heard of that guy. He lives about an hour away from me, so we're in the same region in California here. And he did this whole video on California wildfire, about how the government or China or somebody is shooting direct energy weapons, and it hit close to home, because I used to be a wildland firefighter, so I know fire, and I'm an arborist now, so like trees, fuel management, that's like my whole deal. And the stupid coming off that guy was insane. So I just felt like I had to cover it. That's when I finally, it kicked me in the butt to put a camera in front of my face and actually do this. So I thank you, Jake the Asshole, for whatever it's worth, I guess, for getting me started on this crap.
There's something about the name, then, Jake the Asshole. He kind of maybe that's something that he already knew, that he was an asshole. Maybe, I don't know, Jake the Asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, a little bullish, maybe.
Let's face it.
I find it really fascinating that a lot of times these conspiracy people get so close to the right answer.
Yeah.
So it's like the wildfires are created by a direct energy weapon launched by China. It's not China, but there is definitely something in the sky that's shooting a hell of a lot of energy at us. Maybe something that's quite bright. Maybe
you might say it happens every day.
It does, yes.
I wonder why it gets sunburned.
Dry and
I wonder fucking why. I thought it was the China fucking sending rays why I get burned. That's why I'm red. Not bad, but I'm red.
All the elements are almost there. It's just
Just more sunscreen, man. It's that sunscreen industry gets you every time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I do find it.
Maybe that's what the sunscreen industry is thriving on, is these conspiracy theories that it's like something coming from China. I don't know. That's another theory. I don't know. So anyway, so what's going on recently? What have you got just happened recently as a boss state? Tell us what's going on. What have you had on your channel recently?
Oh gosh, I'm looking at a couple of things. The what was his name? End the Conspiracy. He was on the shills a couple of weeks ago, I think. And
Who's that? Who? Sorry, say again.
End the Conspiracy. My goodness.
End the Conspiracy. I don't know.
Yeah, ETC he has a character himself called Dwarven Hammer, who is very much like my bald white guy. Anyway, but they covered through him. They covered this guy, a pretty good sized channel called Call for an Uprising, and I think I'm gonna hit on that dude. I'm doing a series on traditional Catholicism. That really stems from the HistoryNet channel of people like Fritz Imperial and Marushan Struggle, and I'm just gonna start fights. I'm gonna start fights everywhere I can. It's gonna be great. On the funner side, or the more fun side, looking at things like the Arcturians. If anyone's ever heard of that.
Oh, is that the supposed aliens that have taken?
Yeah, the race of benevolent aliens who control us all. That's going to be great.
Which race?
The Arcturians.
Arcturians, yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah.
I've only heard it mentioned.
Is that related to Ashtar Sharan?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I've never heard of that.
That might be different benevolent aliens that control us all.
Used to me.
It's about 7 or 8 different sets.
All right. There's so many benevolent aliens. How can you?
The galaxy's all clogged up with spaceships. Like, we have to help Earth.
I wonder if that's the same race of aliens that are supposed to have taken over the moon. I suppose, I don't know if you've ever heard of. Oh shit! What's his fucking name?
Richard Homer.
There's a British guy.
David Icke.
Who? Sorry.
David Icke.
David Icke. That's
David Icke, yeah.
David Icke. No.
Son of God, right?
Son of God, that's the one. You
shell
you
suit.
know who he is, and he comes up with all kinds of conspiracies, particularly about the moon. And his theory is, at least the most recent one I've heard of as well, is that he believes that these Arcturians or some alien species is actually the moon is actually what do you call it?
It's like a big hollow city or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, space station.
Yeah.
Is one of the words you use. A space station is what you
That's
actually.
no moon.
Yeah, and it's hollow. And the reason why it's hollow is because one of the Apollo missions, they crashed the lunar landing module onto the Earth, and they had seismic readings on the Earth and the moon.
Oh.
And NASA, to my horror, to my horror, that looking back in history, actually said, or one spokesperson said that it rang like a bell, and of course he jumped all over that.
Yeah,
it was hollow, so therefore it's hollow. There must be something inside it. There must be aliens. Help!
It's a giant Kinder egg.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the guy back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, when I was still a young lad-ish. When I was a bit youngish. When he was actually a football manager. In America, you call it soccer, but it's not. It's called football. That's another subject. And he basically, shortly after he gave that up, he decided that he was the son of God.
Yep.
That explains
like
it.
You do. Yeah.
Natural
progression.
Yeah, so natural progression that he then decided that every sort of explanation for things was about him either being the son of God or the aliens inhabiting the moon, and it was a space station and all these kinds of things. So yeah, I think that's probably where it stemmed from. I don't know. I don't know the history of these species of aliens. What is it? Arcturians? Is that what it's called? Did you call it? Arcturians, is that right?
Yeah, Arcturians.
Arcturians.
Yeah.
Okay
Yeah.
then. Do you know what? I think I might have to do something about that because that's moon related. I don't know.
Yeah.
They had to do.
You know, if aliens did want to observe Earth, the far side of the moon would be an excellent place to build a base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we
It's
went
all-
there and there's no base, so that's that. But it would, like, conceptually, it's a sound, I don't know, plot line for a sci-fi short story or something.
Yeah. You know, I give you an example. I'm gonna have to find it. I'm gonna have to do a video on this one time. Is that I found a video about this one channel that was talking about what they think they saw on the moon, and one of the things they actually thought they saw on the moon was, of course, a base. Okay, it was some sort of alien structure, and of course, it was on the far side of the moon, as you would do, and it was inside a crater. And it was so obvious that the image they actually produced, there was plonked right in the center of this crater on the far side of the moon that had been photographed many times by the Russians and the Chinese and I don't know whoever else had produced it, and they just plonked it right inside this well-known crater that we've seen many times before. And also, it was quite a good job, I must admit. It was a good Photoshop job, but it was quite obvious. Because somebody actually then produced this this other Photoshop. I don't know anything about Photoshop at all. I really don't. So excuse me. But they produced an image, and you can clearly see that it was placed there. And it's just crazy. I mean, you know, this dishonesty that people would kind of like make these things up just to produce this kind of hysteria. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. Why would you do that?
It's weird because if someone sent a spaceship up and found a fucking massive building on the far side of the moon, that wouldn't just be a footnote. It wouldn't be someone 10 years later going, yeah, we never really thought much about that at the time, but that is interesting. Just no, everyone in the world would collectively shit their pants forever.
No, it would be.
I don't understand the mindset where it's like, oh, but look at this one, a building. No one noticed that. But they wouldn't not notice a building. All the experts in this field are looking at these photos. They wouldn't just miss that. Keep it wound up.
Exactly. Listen, guys, I'm going to have to start drawing things to a close a little bit. We're not quite at the end, but I think I'm going to have to be going to how long have we been going for? Quite longer than I thought it was going to be, actually. Let's have a look. I have no idea. Can't even see the live transport. Where is it? We've been going for a couple of hours. So I'll tell you what, I'll start with.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I'll tell you what it has. It's gone really quick. I must admit, and it's where I'm now. It's now 1:37 a.m. So I want to appreciate everybody that's been here today. I never expected the amount of people we've had for so long. Not been a massive amount of number, but I never expected it more, to be honest with you. It's just meant to be a bit of a laugh and stuff like that. So thank you, 1MD. So I want to start with you, 1MD. So I want to start with you. What's happening with you? What have you got coming up? And this is your time to sort of like show yourself a little bit. So what have you got coming on your channel?
I've got a collab with someone coming up, some spaceman guy.
I wonder who that is.
Not much. I did like 6 videos last week, so that's a whole 6 minutes of footage.
A whole 6 miles.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm taking it. I'll get a few things out, but collab with you, I guess. And
Yeah.
almost at 250 subs. Wow, go me. So yeah, that's
Guys, can I just interrupt you right now? Okay, listen. 1MD has less subs than he actually deserves. So if you're listening to this right now, no, come on, go to his channel right now. You can always open another tab. Go to his channel, subscribe. He does some really good videos, and it's literally 60 seconds long. So just going to take up much of your time. To be fair. You know, let's face it. Okay, so go to his channel, subscribe. He knows his stuff, And the reason why I've done this is coming up. This will be the second collab I've done with you.
Yeah.
So subscribe to that. So it's not difficult. He knows his stuff. So please subscribe. Brilliant, honestly. Really, really quick. Personally, I think you should do longer one.
Maybe one day.
But that's that's another story.
I don't have the attention span for that. That's just
Thanks very much.
Is enough is up. So yeah, that's him. So please go to him.
Thanks,
That's
I
you.
really appreciate it.
Robert. Okay.
Yes.
You haven't done a channel. You haven't got a channel yet, but I think you should. What do you say?
It's a serious consideration, man. I've legitimately been looking into it. It's just a matter of when I go, I want it to be something I'm committed to, and
Yeah.
we're basically in the research phase right now.
Yeah. Think of something.
Definitely will.
Think of something. I don't know if anybody you know, but Robert's one of my Patreons, and he supports me. So I really appreciate you. Thank you very much.
I love all of you guys' channels. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, the things that I wouldn't be able to do what I can do without people like you, and to obviously to subscribers as well, because they're. I've got to say, actually, Sue, I think all of us that are content creators, Apostate and 1 Minute Debunk agree, is that without subscribers, we don't have channels. Okay, so we appreciate what you do. We appreciate you supporting us. Keep doing what you're actually doing. To actually produce something is actually quite a lot of hard work sometimes.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, 1 Minute Debunk will actually agree. Even a 60 second video can take hours.
Yeah, sometimes you have to put like 4,000 arrows in.
Yeah, same with me. You'll understand when I actually get this video coming up that features 1 Minute Debunk, and actually he's the biggest thing in that video that I've got coming up. It's something that I promised before I had problems with my channel. So he probably ended up putting more work than I will in this. So I hope you can appreciate it. So please subscribe to his channel. So Apostate, what about you, buddy? What's going on with you? What you've been doing and what's coming up?
Oh, not too much. Like I said, I've got a few ideas in the work. I haven't started anything solid yet. Just to piggyback on what you said, it is amazing that when you put this stuff out here, that people actually do want to subscribe and watch. Still is beyond me, but that's awesome. And also another point you brought up, Robert, you should for sure start a channel. I think that needs to happen. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that only leaves with me. So I want to thank you everybody for coming. I never thought you'd go on this long actually, because I really thought I'd get quite bored and then say fuck you and then go. No,
well, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. No, I'm hoping to do a bit like Sarcastic Barman does, just a bit of a light hangout, and if people that I know come along and they can chill themselves and promote their channel. And I'm all for one, bit like some other channels that promote smaller channels. So I really want to do that. This is the sort of thing I'm really sort of keen on doing. People that have got similar sort of numbers and subscribers. We need a hand up. We need help with get where we want to go. So keep supporting us and keep doing what you're doing. So it leaves me with me. So I'm gonna shoot myself a little bit because it's my fucking channel and I'll do what the fuck I want.
Do it, drunk bar.
A little bit drunk, the monk tonight. So anyway,
that dude's hilarious. Oh my god.
Oh, he's funny. He was invited actually in Sarcastic Barman tonight. He never turned up. I don't know why. It doesn't usually, but here we go. No idea. He could have come tonight. I don't know what happened to him. But anyway.
He cracks me up, man. Yeah,
he does crack me out. He's funny. He is funny. Everybody's got their own style, but at the same time, we all got our own thing. We all try our best. So there it is. So anyway, on the 16th of July this year, most of you might know, it's 50 years since Apollo 11 lifted on the Saturn V rocket, the biggest rocket that's ever been built, the most powerful rocket that's ever been built, ever. Nothing's been nothing's beaten that yet. Although there's promises that other rockets are going to beat that. And a few days later, we landed the first men on the moon ever in history. It's a massive historical event. To celebrate that, starting on the 16th of July, I'm going to be doing my #1 hangout, which is going to be the liftoff sort of party, if you like. So again, similar sort of thing tonight, probably less alcohol involved. So we're going to talk about, maybe Apollo 11 or space and all the rest of it as well. On the 20th of July, there's going to be something a little bit different. There's going to be a debate involving myself and Dead Kennedy in space. What I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description. Dead Kennedy in space are going to be having a debate with two. One guy is a global skeptic, you might say. He featured on Fight the Flat Earth a few days ago, and we had a debate about the flat Earth. And one of the things we talked about was the moon landings. So the subject of that debate is going to be obviously the moon landings and Apollo 11. It's going to be generally about the moon landings and Apollo and all the Apollo spacecraft, if you like, Gemini, Mercury, and all the things running up to it, and all the rest of it, all the moon, doesn't really matter. And apparently he has a channel, which I forget the name of. I will put it in the description below. So look out for that later as well. And we're going to have a debate with those two. So look out for that. And then on the 24th, which is the day that Apollo 11 splashed down, we're going to again be having what I call a splashdown party. So look out for that as well. So we're going to be inviting, hopefully, a few prominent globe heads, globalists, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. Give me a few ideas, whatever you want to call them. Globalists, anyway.
Ballers.
Yeah, ballers.
I always think ballers is the best because it's in the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh, is it?
It's one of the gangs is the ballers.
There's the
The
game.
ballers.
The ballers, yeah, there we go. We're gonna have a few ballers in it. I'm hoping sort of like some big ones are coming. I'm sort of, I've been trying to chat with Red's Rhetoric, so maybe he might come on
Surf
the
says
last
happy
day.
birthday.
What's that?
Surf says happy birthday in the channel,
Oh,
in the chat.
I haven't actually
showed
looked
up.
at the chat. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
And the cake.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to have him on the chat as well. Maybe, I don't know, possibly. We'll see what happens. If that doesn't happen, that's okay. And then that will basically wrap up what I call on my channel is the Apollo 11 week. So it's to celebrate 50 years of Apollo 11. I'm going to follow that obviously with Apollo 12 and Apollo 13, which are going to be a big one as well. There's a lot of conspiracies about that and all kinds of different things like that. So that is me. So thank you very much to 1 Minute Debunk, Robert, and Apostate for joining me. Thank you very, very, very much. And thank you to everybody in the chat.
Thanks for having me, man. Really.
Yeah, no problem at all, Robert. Listen, get your channel working, buddy.
Working on it.
I'm going to fucking pursue you like fucking shit on shovel, I swear to God. You better get it going, because I'm going to support you like the shit out of it, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. So, Apostate, what are you saying?
Just telling me, hell yeah, get on it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're both gonna be all over you, buddy. All over you.
I'll make sure to shout you out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you do a live show, have me on. That's all I can say.
I would definitely be doing live shows. One thing I think that I would like to do most is just like this. I want to have like chats and stuff like that, and just basic hangouts. But I want it to be formatted. Like I want to like have a discussion based chat sessions.
Keep it all open. Yeah. Just keep it open. Exactly. Yeah. Well, I hope you do it, and then if you do, then obviously we'll be welcoming you to the community as well.
Thanks, man. I'm definitely going to do it. It's just a question of when what we're gonna do. Kiri and Mac will probably be definitely be helping me with it. So
yeah,
we'll be there.
get onto it. But if you do something together, whatever, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Think of something and do it. All right, listen, guys, I'm gonna call it there because I need to spend some time with the missus. So I really appreciate your time. I'm not quite sure what that means, but thank you for coming on, and thank you everybody to the chat, and I really appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one, and look out for my, like I say, my Apollo 11 week, and I will catch you later. Thank you very
Like,
much.
share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.